I'm playing TerraTech Early Access again, but this time I actually want to do something a little bit different because I figured that I went and completely obliterated one of the more important parts, so I should actually deal with that probably. So I deleted all the templates that didn't really have any point to them. As you can see, I only kept the arc street template, which works and it's good. It works, that's the most important thing. I want to just save this thing up before I begin, but this part is different because I'm going to be normalizing. I want to create, and this part is nothing but creating things that I want to have. As I said, normalizing. So first of all, I want a very specific thing. Pop. That's not what I wanted to do at all. I want to create a tag that will allow me to recharge in the field with any tech and without doing the same thing that I would always do before, and that's just chucking generators out and working with that. There's a better way to do this, and that is my point. So these two bubbles, of course some batteries, because I always put batteries on my turrets. However, this one doesn't need as many of them because it has a very important part, which is the generators. However, it is also a defensive structure. So I will put it like this, and like this as well. So a lot of solar generators facing the wrong way. It looks ridiculous, so I won't go with that actually. It's just, I know it doesn't do anything, it doesn't have any effect on the power output, but it looks ridiculous and I don't like that at all. Come on! Why do you have to do this? Nope, it just won't phase the right way, so I can't use it like that. Fine. I'll just do the rest first and come back to the bloody generators after that then. As I said, it's pretty much a defensive turret that will house more generators, and of course, since it's meant to recharge stuff. Damn, this pisses me off. Since it's meant to recharge stuff, it will also deal with that's just wrong. It will also deal with recharging, which means it will have remote chargers as a part of it. Yeah, that works. Kind of. Which I normally don't implement, but in this case it's a good addition. Hoi! Now I should probably add more than just these. but I don't have that many to begin with, and this should be enough, I suppose. I will only put 2 of the chargers down, and now this is the only, actually it's not the only one, but it's one of the few designs that I will actually not create as a part of normalization process. So this one is a finished product. The rest of them will be just basic chassis and stuff without actual weapons and stuff like that. It will only be the skeleton on which I will afterwards place the rest of the things that I want to have on it. This is pretty damn powerful already, and I still have enough to fill these spots with more cannons. It looks a lot like the first tower that I created. It's much leaner though, and more importantly it has more power generation, which will be necessary. I could also add radar just for the heck of it. I mean, it's not important, but why the hell not? It doesn't hurt anything. So this is arc steno. I'll also drop the mark things because it just it's not important. Alright, that's the first thing I wanted to create. Second is a new mining thingy. Okay, so I will actually use this, but there's no reason for it really. Alright, so this is finished and saved. Heal me, heal me, heal me. Thank you, and now get lost. It would be nice if I could just call on this thing anytime I need. So I should probably watch the amount of cannons that I have on me at any given time. I don't want to put that one on, I want to put that one on. Oh, okay, fine. Like that. Alright, so the next is a harvester. I created one last time, but it had abysmal mobility. I mean, the jaws wheels, they are great, but there is a little problem with them, and that's their width. I mean, they are friggin' huge. They're even these wheels may be just as big, but they have greater lift power and stuff like that. So they're actually better than these things because it's not as terrible. I should probably just make it longer though, and it could work. I'm just not too sure about it. That, however, brings me to the fact that I don't actually need it to be friggin' huge. So there is another option for me, and that's lifting this bit up. Creating a frame, and then using lighter wheels. Steel wheels, but lighter ones. So what do I have a lot of in terms of blocks? These ones. They should do nicely. and they are too long for the next bit, so I'll add these shorter ones. And now I'll try to add wheels just to test if I made it completely wrong, or yep, it's wide enough. Good. I didn't count it, I didn't do the math, so I was a little bit worried about it. I should have done the math beforehand. Alright then. Put the rest of the wheels on. And I'm already seeing a mistake that I'm making here. It's not a big mistake, but I need to work with it anyway. And that's this bit. I need to actually put in some mining stuff. So I shouldn't just put it on like that. I'll try to... Oh! My tower over there is fighting something. Good job, tower, you're a hero. This is already too far in the front. As I said before, it's important not to get stuck on terrain, which this will, even if I put it like this. It will just... it's too far in the front. However, there's... yeah, these just won't work, so... if they had a front mount, it would work, but not like this. I'm not really a fan of putting it in between. Yeah, I can't anyway, so it doesn't matter. I still have to shield this thing from damage though, so if I put it like this, and then more to the front. I'm a little bit worried that it will be too high up, but I'm willing to just test it and see it. If it goes to... it's still too far in the front. And in the front, which isn't the best. And I could have actually made a line of these wheels without the middle parts here. The problem is I need to input these mining things in between them. That's the most important problem now. So I'm going to have to delete these as well. That's a lot of wheels though. I don't really want to give up all the wheels for that. It's not a good idea in my opinion. After all, it's a lot of lift and stuff. It's not fighting, it's just shooting at a thing that's not even... that doesn't even care about it. That's kind of silly. Huh. Makes me mad a little bit. Now, there could be a problem with this design, of course. It's much narrower than the last one, and it's also much lighter, kind of faster and stuff like that, but wow, I can even do this, that's funny. The main problem is the wheels. I'm not really convinced that it will work like this, because I think there's a lot of weight in the front and there's not enough wheels to support all that weight. I'm not a pessimistic person, a realist, but I just can't see it working right here. Alright, so you gonna move to my tower or not, you big ugly mug? Come on. Where's radar? I want to actually see how far away from him I am. Oh, here it is. Okay. The tower is in range, right? And now I'm in range, and it's terrible because it's shooting me. No! This is not a combat tag, go away! I just put that radar on you. That made me mad. Oh, he's going down. This is, as I said, a very powerful tower. As you can see by the batteries, there is no bloody chance in hell that thing could even put a dent on that tower. Ah, proof of concept, proof of design, all those wonderful things. So, anyway, this is a harvester carrier, so I need to put some harvester carrier-esque things on it. So I need to lift these up one, and it will work exactly as I need it to. Carrying capacity is good with these two alone. It's not too heavy thanks to small construction. It has a lot of wheels, although I am not entirely convinced by... I'm not entirely convinced, to be honest, when it comes to the front and the drills, but we'll see how it goes when the testing phase goes on. I should probably just add a couple bubbles as well, but that's secondary. It's not as important. I see. I already messed the design up. Nope. Yeah. Alright then, so what do I have here? I need to see the size of the bubbles. I surely need a repair bubble, but I'm not sure about shield bubble since it's not meant to be in combat anyway. The problem with this is that I don't really have all those spaces that I would normally put batteries in. Well, it's not a safe spot, but it's safer than putting it right next to a cab. So this is gathered, and now I can just move back to the base and continue building. Of course, the tech is still slow because I'm using steel wheels. They have a maximum speed limit, and it's awful. The good thing is that I have so much grip that I can just roll over mountains, and since it's not as wide anymore, it should roll over the mountains much easier. That bubble is not big enough at all. Well, I can put the bigger one in, but will be a little awkward. Oh, I guess I can't since I don't have it. Wonder what I put it on. That's right, over there. That's the big green thing. Well, for this it's really secondary and it's not a good idea to have it fight at all, but I will put two bubbles on it anyway, just to cover it. I guess it's better than nothing. Yeah. Plus the only hazard isn't the enemies, but also just moving around. Well, this is a very basic tech that fulfills a very basic purpose, at least I hope. I still need to test it, but I can make adjustments later on. So arc extractor. It also has an AI so that I can just go and tell it to follow me, but it really is just a summon, drive, and do things with thingy. Okay, so next part is setting up a large chassis. You know what, I'll just use the big cab even though it's a horrible idea and I never do it. It's supposed to be a large template. Thank you, you can go now. A large template, so I want to put it up a little bit, and I think that's enough, but I'm not too sure, so I'll have to check. This is the main chassis, so it will be very similar to what I've done before. The main big chassis, oh come on, that I can mount pretty much anything on, even a whole base. I want to make it large enough, but as light as possible, and you know, stuff like that. Not too big, not too small. I'll move this one forward, and this one. Okay, magic, it just disappeared. These wheels are the best for this kind of thing. They are not too big, and for the size they can carry amazing loads. Oh come on. Sometimes they throw me and don't want to orient themselves properly, but who can blame them? Everyone likes having fun. This is a kind of a good point to make here, because oh god damn it, I missed it. This is something I've spoken about before. I pretty much go back to it every time when I deal with this kind of larger build. The middle, if you want to have anything there, needs to be a little bit further back so that it doesn't get caught up on stuff. That's why I'm going to raise the bar on that, as well as keep it behind the whole thing pretty much. As you can see, I'm going to keep it so that the wheels hit stuff first. That's simple English for you. And this is, yeah, this will have to go up one more, right? Yeah, it will have to go up one more, but I can just push it like this. And then add in the large ones. So this is a template, so I don't want to finish it in any way. This needs to be a basic thing that I can just call on. It's reliable, it's stable, it's a tried and tested concept, and I can just pick it up and create anything I want out of it. Uh-oh. So no weapons whatsoever. That's what I did last time, and that's why I deleted it, even though it was very similar to this. Although this one This one seems pretty damn good to me right now. Let's see how the mobility works. Yep, wheels first, goes fine over the mountains, and it goes at quite decent speeds as well for a huge thing. I mean, I don't really make huge techs, but this is one of the biggest ones that I'm willing to make. Alright, so that works. Now I just need to add some batteries and stuff like that. For a design like this, I often just cram batteries up into the little holes under wheels and stuff like that, but right now I want to, oh god damn it, I want to put them over here instead. And the big ones, because you know, I don't use them as much and I don't have to use as much of them as well, so it's a good balance. And of course jam the batteries in the spot that I normally put them. This is more batteries. It's good to put them in various places and not connecting so that they don't blow up all at once, and also not too close to the ends so that blowing one bit off won't expose them too much. Alright, that's enough batteries for me for now. Give me some juice. Thanks. Now repair bubbles, which need to encompass only the parts that are on the tech. That should be enough. I'm not too sure about these ranges though, since I'm not, it should be enough since it's locked. I mean, it's built on a thing that's completely in it, so it should work. And the shield bubbles, which I built outwards because of explosives, as far out as possible, but still not too overlapping, and more importantly just protecting the wheels and stuff from conventional firearms. Alright, there is still no radar though, which could be a little bit of a problem, and there's also no AI module, which I will also add for good measure. This is not a bad template of a heavy tech I would make. I mean, I can build anything out of this. It's not limited in any way, but it's a solid base. So I will check whether I've forgotten anything first of all. I don't think there's anything I need to really worry about. And I still need to build the structure before I get rolling anyway, so this will be my first template. Like this. Alright then, and next up is a light one. This is a little bit troublesome though, because I don't have a venture cab. I would have preferred to build it with a venture cab, really. That one is saved, so I can trash it now. Oh man, I don't have a venture cab, so I'll have to use a different one. This is a cheap one, so I'll just go with that. Alright, so I want to do the same thing for a small, light, maneuverable tech that I can even do racing stuff with, and so on and so forth. The design will be very similar, however, because I like the solidity of it, and I completely messed it up in the very beginning right there. I want to put it like this right off the bat. This is as wide as I'm willing to go though, so I need to find some wheels that will fit into it, which will not be hard at all. I think I will be even able to make it narrower like this, but let's check first. So it's supposed to be a quick one, so these wheels are very good for that kind of thing, in my opinion. The zoomer wheel is not the good decision here. Okay. Alright, so that's not enough, and they take exactly 2. I see. So this design will work once I have done this, which I would have had to do anyway. This is as fat as I'm willing to go, and it works, so that's absolutely amazing, and everyone's happy. I'm not happy with that placement though at all. Now I'm happy. Okay. More of these wheels, and of course on the outside as well. This thing is very wide and not long enough though. I did say it would be light, I didn't say it would be small. Maybe I did, but I lied in that case. Alright, so I will put another set of wheels to the front, because that protects the cabs better. This is not, however, a combat model that I would like to go and fight something with. It's more of a zoomy speedy thing that will have a lot of control, hopefully, and a lot of maneuverability. Like, easy to control and still very fast. That's what I'm going for here. And as you can see, it works pretty well. This is without any batteries, and it's not really what I want to go for though, because you need batteries, and especially for quick stuff it just gets completely obliterated by its own speed. It's really funny that it works like that. How big do these things get, I wonder? Charge me up. That should be just enough. Wow, that's not a bad design actually, for me. Now I do want to be able to put stuff on it, and maybe because it's a speed thing, even some boosters and so on and so forth, but that's not the basic structure. I will just reinforce it with these things and put some actual batteries on. This will stay here since it deals less damage, so it makes sense to put it on like that. I don't want like that. Put you closer to the cabs, and another one closer to the cabs. I don't really want to put shields on right now, because I don't want to use this as a combat vehicle. I would really much rather not do that. It's very maneuverable though, and once I add a radar it should have everything it needs for its basic operation. And that's zooming around and not getting obliterated by its own speed. Alright, I can always chuck on some boosters and other stuff. I'm still missing a battery though, so I should fix that and then call the thing done. Alright, so this is a light vehicle template. As you can see, I have quite a bit of an overhead of what I can build for the bubbles to still be effective, and they are pretty much taking everything into their range. Oh, I still need to test it though, since I added quite a bit of weight on it. Oh my. I just rammed into it, but it's not a matter of it being tough to control or anything like that. It's still zoomy, that's what I've been worried about. It's not as maneuverable, but that's to be expected. Of course it doesn't have the grip since there's much more weight to be pulled. But this is a speed thing anyway. Yeah, and it it fulfills the basic purpose that I wanted it to go for, so that's another... Oh, wait a second. That's another success for me. I wonder if it won't get messed up if I do this, because it actually encodes the tech into the image. Oh, okay. A little bit further back, just in case. Okay, that's good. So, L and play. That's another one done. You come over. Oh, wait a second. I put you there in with a purpose. That's right. I completely forgot about that. So that's another one done, and you can go away. Bye. Alright, that's let me check my list of things that I wanted to create here. I'm pretty sure I covered arcstinnel, heavy template, light template, arc structure I think I created, arcs is done. Oh, I wanted to build a generator, but that's for later, and it will only take a couple minutes. And my main tech, well, I'll have to build something to really work with for now. And you know what? I'll go with my favorite build, which I created with the template, so I will actually use this now. Nice. Alright then, so I can even cover working with the template, that's great. I only build the basic face because I want to be able to change it later on. I also made it a little bit more robust because I have a tendency to get lazy and just get myself killed because I don't have enough mass on the face of my tech. Anyway, I most definitely want to have weapons on this thing. Huh? How the hell? Oh, I see. This is interesting. It's funny as hell, but... well, it's one of the experimental things. As I said, interesting. So I want to use railguns, of course, because they pack a punch and I can't aim them at all. That's a reason to put them on. I will also want repeater rifles because, well, they are decent. They pack a punch. They are easy to use, and I have almost enough of them for decent damage. Okay, this is enough high up. I can't really put anything over here on the face because it would mess up my entire wheel mechanism, and I want to be able to traverse everything, so that wouldn't work and I will have to deal with that. I can, however, put a shield over here because that's fine. It doesn't overhang and it will still protect the wheels a little tiny bit. So that's good, that's positive thinking. I will also put more batteries on this thing because, quite frankly, I have a tendency to neglect shields and stuff. I'm using normal shields even though these are amazing, but I don't really trust myself right now with anything like that, and I don't want to lose them. I want to put them on a final tech that I will just be happy with, and it will be the ultimate artwork of art and art. That's what I want to put it on. Alright, so more batteries. That should be enough power for now. I could put the shields on though, they are so sexy. Yeah, I'll put them on. Damn. Now that is overpowered. These shields will protect me from anything including a megaton and rockets, but it is overpowered and it would chuck extra power as well. I will be content with just the normal shields, even though those are so much better. I can tell just by looking at it, really, seriously. Alright, so this is the most I can go with regarding height. I'm working with the bubbles here as my limit because, well, if I do it like this, I have a lot of power efficiency. I'm not wasting any power if I just put the bubbles like this and let them operate in this fashion, instead of putting more and more and more bubbles on and making the whole thing larger and stuff like that. Okay, so I can't really use 3-pounders because I'm using them on my very special turret. I can't use these things because they are the most abysmal thing in the world. I guess I will use machine guns. Okay, machine guns. I'm not a big fan of them. I prefer explosive weapons and so on, but megatons, they're not the best choice here unless I put them like this and then they won't be covered by the bubbles. I could put one like this though, or just put them on top, you know, but whatever. This is not nice at all. I suppose I'll just go with the machine guns. I mean, I have a lot of firepower here already. The problem is that I need to be able to shoot stuff. And to be honest, railguns don't shoot anything. I'll put a buttload of machine guns here. I do have enough of them for this bit. And I have still 6, which I can put over here as well. So I can put hail. Oh god damn it. Hail fire rifles, which are abysmal, or Uz SMGs, which are not good, or a couple of megatons, which I will do just because they fit the best in this situation. I could also put something instead of these two, some long weapon, some big weapon. Those two won't be able to fire then. Oh god damn it. I mean, the only thing that I can really put here is these, which, as I said, are abysmal. The only way I kind of made them work was putting them on front and facing them like this. Then when I didn't have enough things to just fire to the front with, it worked, since, you know, it actually fires a little bit farther than when you aim them normally. But it's still not something you want. Well, that's everything for now, I think. Just building the things, and now I can play the game. So if I want to load up, I don't have enough batteries, that figures. This I can build. Arc Snail is the most important one, so if I can build that, there's no problem whatsoever. An arc extractor, I didn't use any significant parts with that, so I'm able to build that with no issues whatsoever. And I suppose that's it for... God damn it, I can't just fold it because it's not saved. Well, I'm not going to save it because it's not a template. I am going to use it a lot now, though. So that's what I wanted to do today. I will just roll around to test this a little bit because it's my main single-purpose vehicle for mining and transportation. Yeah, it's much more responsive than the last one, I have to say. It shouldn't have any issues mining anything that the last one could mine. This one should be able to as well. Alright, I think that's good enough of a test. And so that's it for the normalization and building phase that I wanted to do in order to make some progress. Next time I'll explore a bit more, as I was supposed to do today, and I will set up mini mining bases in a specific way, because I figured out that just letting them cough up their materials and leave them lying around won't be the best solution for my computer and everything else. So I'll try to fix that. Ah man, I need to put that thing closer as well. So that's the last thing I'm going to do here today. I mean, I did save the base, but that's more of a preemptive thing, because if something attacks it, it's easier to fold it and then unpack it once the attack is over. If it's a real big attack, I mean, I still need to create a tower over here that would protect the base. But I'll do that when I actually have the resources for it. So, for now, see ya.